Hello everyone, my name is Sangeeta, and today I want to talk about something which was on my mind from a very long time. So I thought about writing it, but I had a few screenshots to support my statement, but I have lost them. So I thought of making a video, and I think it's a better way to communicate. So what I want to talk about today is relevant both for content creators and content consumers, along with the platforms where these two entities meet and. It's mostly on the behaviors of content consumers on certain platforms, where although it may not be that intended to be harmful, but it tends to harm content creators in a certain way. So I want to highlight those things by taking two platforms into consideration. One is YouTube, and second is Instagram. So for YouTube, I want to talk about reaction videos. So you might have come across many of them where just a bunch of people sit down and play a music which was created by somebody else entirely, and these people just end up making faces and reacting to it, and through that they ask other people to subscribe to their content, which is basically just reacting to somebody else's content. So I I absolutely see this as a harm to the original content creators, because it not only takes attention away from the original content creators, but diverts it to people who did not put any kind of effort. Um, Even when it comes to paying a tribute to the original content by singing it or drawing something, like there is absolutely no effort other than making faces. So uh, I absolutely do not stand in favor of reaction videos, and I would urge people to see how it can be damaging to content creators, and make their own judgments and act accordingly. The second thing I wanted to talk about is Instagram. So Instagram is problematic in a lot of ways, and although there are so many content creators and so many marketers telling you to do a certain kind of things, but so far as my experience has gone, like until and unless there are like certain kinds of content onto that platform, it's just not going to help any content creators. So apart from that, when people with smaller accounts like mine, who have less than 1,000 followers, but with a good reach, but it doesn't convert as followers. So for them, it has been a trend. Like there are certain accounts that reach out to you, promising you that if you pay them a certain amount of money, they will feature their work onto their stories or onto their own pages, and you might get some engagement out of it. So as a marketing professional who has insights into how this platform works, how their ad models work, and how people are reacting, or communicating with these kind of platforms, I obviously have my doubts, but just for the sake of experimented, I tried those out. So I paid somebody on Insta like a tiny amount of money via PayPal, and that person put my work onto their story, which was there obviously for like just 24 hours, and after that it was just gone. So there was no engagement beyond maybe like a one or two profile visits, that's it. And there was another page, I the owner was like pretty much anonymous, but they were also demanding certain amount of money, and just for the sake of testing it out, I gave them a certain amount of money to put my comic strip onto their page. And I was just experimenting like how this goes, because they were going to tag my account and put the relevant information, and they had like a decent number of followers onto their account. Like I have no idea how they did it, but they had it, and they wanted to feature onto their page. So for the sake of experimenting and to find out like to what extent do these things works, I tried that out. But obviously like I could grasp at the difference in terms of numbers when it comes to engagement numbers. So for my profile, where the original content, the comic strip was uploaded, barely had like a very few likes, I think 50 maybe, but on their page it was 500 or so. So uh, again, like even when they had like tagged my account and everything, there is absolutely no guarantee. So this particular message is for content creators who probably get many messages on their like both on their comments as well as onto their DMs, that we are promoting this kind of thing onto that particular platform. Like we absolutely skeptical about it, because it will cost you money, but it may not generate the kind of engagement that you are looking at. Like, take it as that it won't generate any kind of engagement for 90% of the time. So it's much more useful if you put money into Instagram ads or anything like that, because it's super easy to do that, and you have entire control over how much you spend and whom you want to reach. We also get to learn a bit more about the platform itself, so that's there. The second thing that I wanted to cover with Instagram pertains mostly to content consumers. So, as a content consumer of mostly, like, the content that I consume is related to art and drawings and all of that. So the thing that I come across are mostly via feature pages. So these people may not charge you anything, but they will take your content. They may ask you for it, they may not ask you for it, but they will put it onto their account. They will give you a mention and all of that. But when it comes to engagement, like, very few people actually tap onto, like, or go through the details, like who exactly is the content creator, and go interact with their page. So if you have ever come across such kind of accounts, I would urge you to do this experiment for yourself. Like, just compare the numbers, engagement numbers, like likes and comments, on a feature page versus the likes and comments of the original content on by the content creator. So you will see the difference. So this is what I wanted to highlight. Like, although this may seem harmful and there may be pros and cons about it, but these things are just tend to harm the reach of organic reach of content creators in many ways. And since so many people have easy access to smartphones, and now there are AI generated images, and so many things going on, so it's just super easy for a lot of people to create something and just put it out there. And somebody with, like, a lot more access to money, like expendables, to spend on ads and all of that, they are more likely to reach more audience. And the other people who are, like, putting efforts into growing their audience are kind of stuck. So I would urge the content consumers to be uh, very aware and mindful of how they are interacting with the content, and actually give engagement, or try to give engagement to the original content creator as much as they can. So yeah, so these are the two things that I wanted to cover, like mostly about the YouTube reaction videos that I absolutely do not stand for, and the second one is Instagram, which may work for some people, which may not work. So yeah, with that, I just want to close this video, and if I ever come across some more screenshots to prove this thing, I will definitely write about it and share. Yeah, till then, goodbye.